This conference will now be recorded.
Alright. In the last session, we were talking about what is SAP FICO, and we also understood there are certain self questions which we need to put before we get into SAP. Those are your qualification, education background, current experience, total experience, and what's your current understanding, knowledge about SAP FICO. And we also understood, in general, the moment we talk about SAP FICO, first point that strikes everybody's mind is configuration. We also had a basic understanding. This configuration is only one of the consulting activities, not just only the consulting activity. In short, as a FICO consultant, we will do so many other things apart from configuration. And we also understood there are different other points. I think around 11 points we've listed here. If I come down or if I go, here something we listed. Available different sources to learn SAP FICO. First point we understood, we can learn SAP FICO from YouTube, from different kind of sources available in the Google, from the pirated recordings that we will get, everybody is aware, people will sell the recording at very nominal cost. And then you will also get from Udemy, you'll also get live training which are opting now. And it depends on purely individuals' opinion, individuals' thought process, individuals' choice, interest, which way they need to follow. Right? Now, we also understood something called accounting the business process. As we understood, SAP FICO is all about accounting. In accounting, we need to understand, we need to get to know about the business process. The standard business process from accounting, which everybody is aware, is what we listed. GL accounting, accounts payable, receivable, cash, bank, fixed asset, and then taxation. Similarly, one more point which we listed here was money received and money spent. In short, any accounting where there is a monetary involvement, financial impact, meaning if money is coming inside the business or money is going outside the business, only such transactions we will be recording in SAP, otherwise we don't record. Meaning, as a FICO consultant, wherever there is monetary involvement, your activity is involved. Where there is no monetary involvement, your activity is not there. And for recording all this kind of a thing, we will be requiring to pass one journal entry. In short, debit and credit we need to pass. We need to understand what is debit, what is credit. And in SAP, we understood we are referring to FICO module. From FICO perspective, if you want to get into the market now, you should not just look into SAP FICO point of view. You should be looking at SAP FICO in a different context, meaning SAP FICO with respect to ECC, SAP FICO with respect to S4HANA, SAP FICO with respect to cloud, and SAP FICO with respect to specifically public cloud. Because these are all the names people want you to know, people want you to be aware when you go to the market. Once you have a familiarity on these areas with respect to FICO, when you're in the market to seek any SAP FICO job or position, role, you will be competitive enough. Otherwise, what will happen? We end up learning SAP FICO, we end up practicing preparing SAP FICO, but the moment you are out in the market, seeking for a new position and all, we feel that I think something is missing because people are asking you something which you are not aware of. Meaning, it is more important for you to understand what is happening in the market currently, what is the industry expectation, what is the project expectation, what are the expectations from an interviewer. Accordingly, you need to prepare. It is not that SAP FICO, I will understand, I know this topic, I know the syllabus, I know I have all the content. It is not going to practically work out. As I said, that will only give you, get an awareness. Awareness is different. Getting practical knowledge is different. You should be focusing on getting the practical knowledge with which you're confident enough to perform individually. Reason, in any SAP FICO job, in any SAP FICO position, everybody wants the candidate, the consultant to be individual contributor. Meaning, right from day one, everybody wants you to perform on your own. Forget about somebody will make you understand the process. Forget about somebody will give you knowledge transfer. Forget about somebody will give the documentation material. Forget about somebody will give you time for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month until you get the access and all. Those are the days which are completely outdated in the market now. If you join any organization as a FICO consultant today, make sure you're in a position to work practically from today itself. That's what the market expectation currently. Only those kind of candidates will get the job. And only those kind of candidates will be able to manage, will be able to do well in their job. Otherwise, even after getting the job, chances are high you might lose the job. Just because you are not in a position to understand, you are not in a position to perform things the way they are expected in a project. Clear, right? Before we start, let me write accounting process. When we write accounting process, in general, in the accounting, what do we write? To do any accounting forward, what is that we need to write? Is this journal entry or anything else?
Journal entries.
Journal entry we need to write. If I say journal entry, now from now on, you need to ensure, now I'm writing journal entry. And as a FICO consultant, you should not limit yourself to one or two terminologies, to one or two naming the convention. For every name, there may be alternative names which are used in different companies in different contexts. Because you're not an end user now, you're getting into a consulting position, you're getting into a consultant role in which you will be talking to different users across the globe. Am I correct? Depending on the project. Is that true? After getting the job, you
Yep.
may be working for Indian project, you may be working for US project, Singapore project, Dubai project, or any other country project. And company to company, user to user, based on their country, based on their level of understanding, knowledge, their background, their experience, they may be using different terminology. As a consultant, you need to ensure whatever your client is talking, whatever your user is talking, you're in a position to understand. Don't expect every time a person who knows accounting will talk to you. Many situations, you will be talking to a person who does not know accounting properly, and you will be talking to a person who is very good at accounting. You may also be talking to chartered accountants. When I say chartered accountant, everybody is aware in any organization who are working in the reporting side, who is responsible for preparing trial balance, P&L, balance sheet, reporting and all. Majority, every company will recruit CS for it. Am I correct? Qualified professionals. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Any reporting majority. Now, as a FICO consultant, you will be frequently interacting with them. And make sure when you need to talk to a chartered accountant or when a business user who is from a professional accounting financial course like CA, CW, CS, all this kind of a thing, when they are giving you the business requirement, when they're explaining any problem, when they're giving any scenario situation, what they're planning to achieve from the system, make sure as a FICO consultant, you're in a good position to understand their requirement first. Not necessary you need to provide the solution immediately. You can take time to give the solution. Everybody will accept it. But make sure when somebody is giving the requirement, when somebody is talking about their business process, your first criteria should be understanding their business process. If you're able to understand their business process, it is sufficient for you to take it forward on your own. Because tomorrow, after getting involved in a meeting, business requirement session, or talking to a user where they're explaining their current situation, at that moment, you don't need to give any solution. You don't need to get into SAP. All that you need to do at that moment is understand their process. Later on, when you're working on it, you will be working independently. For sure, most of us will not be able to work on our own at that moment because you may be having a meeting yesterday, you may be having a meeting day before yesterday, you may be having a meeting today morning, or you may be having a meeting tomorrow, day after tomorrow. It does not mean while meeting is happening, we will work on the system. This will never happen in any project. This will never happen. 99% this will never happen. When a meeting is happening, when a discussion is going on, you just need to listen to the discussion, understand their process, make a note as per your own. The way you are understanding, the way you are connecting their process, you make a note. Accordingly, when you go back to the office, once the meeting is over, you sit and revise all the points, requirement, whatever you were given. On this requirement, you need to start working on it. Okay, this was their business process, this is their requirement, this is their current pain area, this is their current problem which they identify. Now I need to provide a solution. Which solution I will provide? You will be a solution provider. You will be a business process requirement mapping in SAP consultant. In short, client will provide their business process and you need to understand their business process, map it in SAP. That's it. Now in this process, you will be using the configuration. If you look at only the configuration, you can only do the configuration which will not meet anybody's requirement in the market, in any project. In any project, it does not meet any requirement. Now, what you need to do for everything, accounting entry is the base. When we say accounting entry is the base, in short, when I say accounting entry, when I say journal entry, am I referring to the same? Is this correct?
Yes.
Are these two same or any difference?
Both are same.
Both are same. If I say journal voucher, most of the times people will be using this one. These are basically JV, past JV, or I'm looking at a JV which is posted, which is past and all. Don't assume that it is journal entry. Majority in the company, they use it as journal voucher, JV. Like that, there are different terminologies which you need to ensure your understanding. Okay, and these journal entry are based on what? Can I just like that write journal entry, accounting entry, journal voucher, whatever comes in my mind?
No, based upon the accounting principle, there will be debit and credit.
Correct? In short, I cannot write journal entry on my own. But this is where your understanding, this is where your thought process should come into the picture. Even though you're learning SAP FICO, don't revise your accounting journal entries the way you did it, the way you practiced it at your academic. That academic preparation, that academic practice is different. This consulting related, your practical, real environment related practice is completely different. Reason here, you need to understand something called accounting cycle. I hope everybody heard this terminology called accounting cycle. Yes, no?
Yes.
Most of you must have heard this, right? Accounting cycle. In this accounting cycle, if I say journal entry, is journal entry at the first position or it is not at the first position? In accounting cycle, journal entry, is it the first activity or it is not the first activity? Only two. First or not first?
It's the first.
It's the first one.
It is not first. Those who are telling journal entry is the first, you're wrong. Okay. Now, if I write journal entry, if I put only journal entry, now how do you tell journal entry? It is nothing but debit and credit. Am I correct? When we say journal entry, we're talking about a debit and a credit. How do you decide? How do you tell what is debit, what is credit? Because
Based
you
on
can
the
debit any account, you can credit any account. On what basis you are telling? If I say rent account debit, cash account credit. Those who are not talking, please be on mute. Abdullah,
Yeah, as per accounting principle.
no. How do you
based
tell
on nature
what
of the
is debit,
transaction.
what is credit?
Based on nature
Based
no,
on the nature of
basically
transaction, right?
transaction.
In short, based on the business transaction, you can decide what to debit, what to credit. Otherwise, I cannot write any journal entry, right? This is not any academic. I will put debit credit accounting entry. If the format is correct, DR is there, CR is there, you will receive 2 marks. This is not any academic examination. Is that true? So when we want to get into a consulting and when you want to work as a SAP FICO consultant, please make sure you are purely going to work as a accounting advisor. When I say accounting advisor, you will only give advice. You will not do any accounting. Your client will tell, this is my business requirement. This will be the debit. This will be the credit. How do I do it in account? SAP. You just advise, okay, this is how you can do it. There are 3 ways to do it in SAP. You will just advise, you will just show them. You will just make them understand how SAP performs this accounting in it. That's it. And you're not going to tell, you're not going to teach any accounting to any user. In fact, they will make you understand accounting right from the business requirement. Because company to company, transaction to transaction, industry to industry, there is a change in the accounting. Is my statement correct?
Yes.
Yes.
To take any 2 companies, no 2 companies will follow their accounting and all in the same way. Though everybody follows the same accounting rules and regulation, in short, everybody follows same accounting standards. Whether it is Indian accounting standard, IFRS accounting standard, US GAAP, or any other accounting, it is common. But the way they do it in the company is completely different. You will find the differences, you will find changes. The reason, company to company, it is the same. It is as simple as like you are studying SAP FICO, I am studying SAP FICO, but your syllabus, my syllabus is the same. Your SAP, my SAP, both are same. But the way I am doing, the way I am understanding, the way you're doing, the way you're understanding, are they same or they're different?
Different.
They're different, right? If you take maybe any academic subject, you take financial accounting in any of the academic, let's say BCom or any other thing. If you have, let's say, 100 students in a class for BCom, where everybody is studying financial accounting only, am I correct? Textbook is the same for all 100. But the way these 100 people are preparing, the way these 100 people are writing the exam, is it exactly the same or there is a difference?
Difference.
There's
There
a
is a
difference.
difference, but source is the same. Everybody is referring to the same textbook. Everybody is writing the exam on the same question paper. But when you see the output, everybody's understanding is different. That's what makes it unique, right? Otherwise, everybody will tell that he copied from me or I copied from him. There should be a difference because your understanding, your strategy, your approach is different. My understanding, my strategy, my approach is different. Similarly, any company you take, be very clear, company to company, client to client, process to process. SAP, FICO also will change. Minute changes will be there. Those who are able to identify, understand those changes, only they can stand in the market. Otherwise, we feel that nothing wrong in it, nothing new in it. I know all the configuration, I can work on all the configuration. When you go to the market, you will see the realize. You will feel the difference. Right? We need to make sure those minute points which will make the difference when you're in the market is what you're capturing and is what you're making sure that you're good at it. Then these points will make you create the impact when you're in a project. People will feel that yes, this candidate is capable to understand the process. This candidate can discuss with the client, can discuss with the user. Don't think that somebody will give you the requirement, somebody will give you the document, you just need to look at the document, somebody will give you guidance, instructions, somebody will train you once you join the project, once you join the company. All these are outdated in the market. Don't be with that mindset. If you are with that mindset, nobody can help us. That mindset itself is wrong. When your mindset itself is wrong about SAP FICO, understanding the subject, and whatever you're learning may be only helpful to gain awareness on SAP FICO, but not practical conceptual knowledge on SAP FICO. It is purely on individual's perception whether they want to get awareness on SAP FICO or knowledge on SAP FICO. Those who understand the difference between getting awareness on SAP FICO, knowledge on SAP FICO, only they can perform well in the market. Let it be in the interview, let it be in the project. If this difference is not clear, we are looking at everything is FICO only, I have the config, I know the process. We don't need to tell anything. Everybody will practically realize how that will create a problem once we are in the market or where we need to perform. Now, in the accounting cycle, we understood journal entry is first position or not first position.
Not first position.
It is not the first position. It is always business transaction. That's correct.
Based on the nature of
First, you will get business transaction. Based on the business transaction, you will be writing journal entry. After a journal entry, what do you write? Ledger account.
Ledgers.
You will be preparing ledger account. Based on the ledger account, you will draft a trial
Trial
balance.
balance.
Based on the trial balance,
financial statements.
profit and loss statement. Based on the profit and loss statement, balance sheet.
Balance sheet.
Is this flow correct? Can somebody confirm if this is correct?
Yes, sir.
Those who are from the
That's correct.
accounting finance background,
Yes, sir.
this
Yes,
is the
sir.
flow.
It's correct.
And immediately you need to look at something called, you must be hearing somebody, let's say, working in finance and account. You must be having some friends, or you yourself may be working in finance and accounting side. Majoritarily, they will tell, we are busy with closing, we are busy with auditing, we are busy with reporting, MIS, these kind of things. Anybody heard from anybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Specifically, month end, quarter end, year end. Most of you must have heard these points, right? Or you also felt during the month end, during the auditing time, closing time, reporting time, MIS time. Usually, those who are working in accounting and finance, they will stretch, they will extend their working hour, they will also work on holiday weekend. Is that true?
Yes, yes.
Yes, it's true.
Right? They're all working. And this also you would have heard month end and then year end.
Yes, sir.
These are all related to what? Finance, business activities, accounting, business activities to be performed on a month-end basis strictly, because on a monthly basis, every company wants to know whether they are making profit or loss. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Agree, agree.
I am doing business. It's okay. I don't need to find out my profit loss for during the year. Let me do it once I complete the financial year. Is there any company who does it? They don't do their reporting on a monthly basis, but they'll do it on a yearly basis. Will anybody do it?
No, sir.
They will do it in monthly
Nobody will
basis.
do it. It is
No,
mandatory for
no.
everybody to do it on a monthly basis, because on a monthly basis you need to know what is my financial position, whether this month I'm receiving profit or I'm receiving loss. Why I need to know on a monthly basis? Why not on a daily basis? Because there are many things which are happening on a monthly interval. Specifically, your income, specifically your expenses are monthly basis, not yearly basis. Is my statement correct?
Yes.
Let's say you're running your business, you took office for rent. Do you pay rent once in a month or you pay rent once in a year?
Once in a month.
You'll have to pay rent once in a month. Even though you pay rent for a year at a time, but you have to realize the expense on a monthly basis.
Yes.
And similarly, when you receive the income, even though you receive total amount at a time, you need to split that income into monthly basis. Likewise, there are many activities which are purely monthly basis. As a result, you need to prepare your financials strictly on a monthly basis. And this is a rule for every organization according to any accounting standard, according to any accounting principle. Meaning, for your company, for your business, financials must be prepared on a monthly basis. Now, when you're preparing financials on a monthly basis, you have 2 points here. First one, last one. From this, what is the first one? What is the last one? The one which I
Month end
highlighted.
and
What
year
is
end.
the first one? What is the last one? One is month end and the other one is year end. And most of you must be familiar with SAP FICO topics. Most of you also must be aware with SAP FICO interview topics, interview preparation, right? And in that your interview preparation list, from your interview questions perspective, anybody come across any time you need to prepare month-end activities, year-end activities,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
right? No SAP FICO interview will get completed without asking about month-end activities, year-end activities, mandatory. And if you do not know how a company is operating on a monthly basis, what is the use of you telling month-end activity list, year-end activity list from SAP? It does not make any practical difference to the other person, right? And remember, when somebody wants to hear from you, especially in the interview, nobody is checking your SAP FICO knowledge. Everybody is checking your business process understanding. If you are taken into a project, if you are given an opportunity for their project, whether you can perform or not is what they will check. Not that whether this candidate is aware of the month-end activity list, year-end activity list, or any other point. Nobody is verifying that, because I know, anybody can easily by heart, anybody can easily list out all the keywords process. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? Even a fresher can easily talk about different month-end activities, year-end activities, whatever it may be. In fact, they have more memory power than us.
Correct.
They have more memory power. They can do very good by hearting of all the processes. They will read out like ABCD. But in fact, when we sit and try to read it all, it is practically not possible, because from their point of view, it is just whatever is listed on paper. They will just read it and they will just speak out. That's it. Why it is, what is this used for, where it is used, what are the terms and conditions of it, what are the different scenarios in it. They are least bothered about it, because their intention is only to read and then talk. That's it. If you do it, it will practically not work. Why it will not work for us? The only difference is they are freshers, you are not fresher. Am I correct? The only
Yes.
difference is they are freshers and we are not fresher. When we say we are not fresher, those who are not fresher is what? Experienced. Those who are not freshers are who are experienced. Am I correct?
Correct.
And when you talk,
Correct.
you have to ensure your experience is talking. When you talk, you need to ensure your experience is talking. The other person should realize your experience. That this candidate is experienced, even if you are not actually experienced, but the way you talk should convince. And that difference is clearly felt when somebody is talking. How it can be felt? The way you're talking. Simple. Nothing rocket science involved here. It's very simple, fundamental logic. The way you talk, the way you try to convince will reveal everything: your background, your academic, your preparation practice. No matter you tell, I studied SAP FICO for 6 months, 1 year, day and night I studied, every day I put 20 hours effort and all, nobody cares about it. At the end, in your interview, your performance matters. First point, in the interview, your performance matters. In a generic term, in a generic note, SAP FICO interview will happen for how long on an average?
30 to
Around
40
40
minutes.
to 1 hour.
45 minutes.
Correct?
40 minutes.
Approximately 30 to 45 minutes maximum. Because when you receive the interview invite, that invite itself is 30 minutes majority. Meaning the other person who is taking your interview, it is a clear indication that the other person is going to judge your SAP FICO knowledge, experience, whether you are fit for job or unfit for the job, within how many minutes? 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
They're going to check within 30 minutes. Now imagine if somebody is going to judge your skill set within 30 minutes in SAP FICO. If you talk only the configuration, if you talk only the definition, do you practically think you will be successful?
No. No. We should speak business
Straightforward.
professionally. Yeah. No.
Straightforward, because you'll have to be very practical. The reason why we are talking these at the beginning, because when you know the practicality, when you know the reality, the way you think about SAP FICO will change. Otherwise, I will end up talking about the points and you will end up listening to the points which are of no use to me, which are of no use to you also. Right? When I'm explaining you something, when you're listening to something, it should be something meaningful, with which you'll be able to feel the difference, with which you'll feel, yes, this is how I need to understand the subject. Otherwise, there's no point for you to attend the demo, right? When you're already aware of SAP FICO, you need to understand how exactly we need to understand the subject, what exactly we need to know from it. Now, first point, in your interview, you will be questioned or you'll be judged within 30 minutes. And most of the time, you would have heard people telling that within 10 minutes, interview is over, within 15 minutes, interview is over.
Yes, sir.
There are many situations your interview will be closed within 10 minutes, within 15 minutes, meaning the other person realizes it's of no use talking to this candidate because this candidate does not have any experience, he does not know any business process, he knows only the configuration. Then they'll close the interview within 10-15 minutes. They understood, okay, even if I try to push his profile, it will be a risk for me. Then they will close the interview within 10-15 minutes. That's it. Most of the interviews, for those who have not properly prepared, those who are not properly talking about the people, will face the problem. First point. And second point, when you're preparing for the interview, when you're practicing SAP FICO, you're all behind the configuration of every topic. Am I correct? We all prepare
Yes, correct.
based on the config. Now, when you go to any interview, it is very, very rare somebody wants you to talk the configuration. Those who are attending interview, those who have friends, please check with them. Everybody will tell. They're all asking all scenario-based questions. Why they will ask a scenario-based question? Because your experience, your knowledge is revealed when you're able to understand a scenario and when you're responding to that scenario according to your understanding. This is not LKG examination, right? I ask somebody to stand and tell ABCD 1, 2, 3, 4, tell me this rhyme, tell me that rhyme. It is not that. I or somebody else will put a question in a logical base. And I or anybody wants to see how you're understanding this process, this is scenario, and how you're responding to it. They will just see your thought process. How are you receiving my scenario? Whether you're able to understand this or not. You cannot keep quiet, right? Will you be quiet in the interview? We will try to talk something or the other thing, right? Whether we know, we do not know, at least we give an attempt. Am I correct?
Yes.
Whether we know or we do not know, in the interview, everybody will talk. In casuality, you may not talk, I may not talk, but when it comes to interview, you will talk, I will talk, everybody will talk. Because you know, if you don't talk, you will lose the opportunity. At that time, your presence of mind is very active. Am I right? You
Yes.
try to talk something, you try to explain something, but you try to struggle at that time. You should not face any struggle at that time. Make sure at least some basic fundamental points about every topic in SAP FICO practically you need to know. And these practical points, these practical things will help you clear any interview without any difficulty. There's no point of any fear. First point, what will happen the moment we talk about SAP FICO interview? Most of the time, we all feel scared. FICO interview, I don't know what to prepare, I don't know what to do. Now, few points which we need to understand here. Point number one, it is applicable for both. In short, this is applicable for everybody who is attending a SAP FICO interview. Whether you are a fresher, whether you are a trainee candidate, whether you're already working on SAP FICO, what majoritarily first everybody will do it. If I'm talking about, for example, you take me as an example. I am now looking for a change. Assuming I'm a fresher now. I'm looking to get a break in SAP FICO. Let's say I completed my SAP FICO training, I did my practice and all. Now, when I start attending interviews, first thing what I will do is, assuming that my resume is prepared, everything is done. I want to know what are the interview questions. Am I correct? I will start looking for SAP FICO interview questions. First, what I'll do, I will go to Google. I will type SAP FICO interview questions. Anybody did this?
Yes, so many people.
Right? We will go to Google SAP FICO interview questions, but we are not satisfied with the question. So we will further put SAP FICO interview questions with answer. Does anybody do? Question is not enough for us. We need question with answer because we are mentally tuned in such a way. Question is not sufficient for us. We need question along with the answer. The way we and all prepare for the examination, you get question banks, right? Question with answer, question with answer, question with answer. That mindset we are all tuned with, and we'll have to come out of that. And when you're preparing for SAP FICO, when you're practicing on SAP FICO for months together, hours together on a daily basis, if you're not able to guess what could be the possible question, what somebody can ask upon this topic, then it's of no use for preparation, right? Am I correct? After preparing for SAP FICO for 3 months, 4 months, or 6 months, after putting effort on a daily basis, 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, every weekend you prepared practice, and still you do not know what they might ask from this topic. This is something that we need to think about. Am I right? If your preparation is proper, if your understanding is correct, what is the need for looking for SAP FICO interview questions along with answer? Is it practically required if your preparation is properly done? If your understanding is proper, correct?
Not required.
Not required. In fact, you should guess. Now I am going to showcase my experience, or I'm going to tell I'm comfortable with GL, AP, AR, cash, bank, tax, asset, whatsoever. Now you should have a guess. I think from this topic, these are all the questions that somebody might ask. You should read the interviewer's mind. Don't be thinking at an interview level. Don't be thinking at your level where I don't know what question they will ask. I have to read, prepare everything. Not required. And just swap your position. Assuming currently what are we looking at? We are looking at we are attending interview to get a job. Am I correct? And we are preparing all the topics, config whatsoever. Whatever the way you're preparing, you're preparing. Now for a change, swap your position. Assuming you are a candidate now trying to trying to take the interview. Now I'm a candidate trying to get a job. If I come and sit in front of you, or if there is a telephonic interview, you need to take my interview. Do you really ask, tell me the configuration of this? What is the definition of it? What is the T code of it? Do you put these kind of a question?
No.
If you need to take somebody's interview, or if you need to take my interview, do you practically ask the definitions? Do you practically ask the configuration steps, T code and all? This is what you're going to ask me in the interview.
No, sir. No, sir.
If we are not going to ask these questions, then how come we are expecting these questions? Valid statement.
Agreed.
You're not going to ask these questions to the other person who wants to get a job, then why are we expecting the definitions, T codes, configuration to be asked to us when we are attending the interview? Nobody will ask. And then we start complaining that interview is very tough. All scenario-based questions are asking, all logical questions are asking. That is the correct interview. That interview is right. And problem is with us. Because you are preparing only the config, you are preparing only the definition. Who cares whether you can do the config or you don't do the config? Nobody is concerned about it. Nobody cares in fact. After getting the job, everybody will tell you. If you do not know, they will only tell you, you can Google it. You ask somebody what is the key code for it. Nobody remembers the key code. Magic is not in key code. Magic is in understanding the process. Key code, if I don't remember, it's okay. Normally, we don't remember nobody's phone number other than our own phone number. Am I correct? You may be having a lot of contacts in your mobile. Do you remember all the contact number, mobile number?
No.
And how come you expect anybody will remember all the key codes? Practically not possible. Nobody can do it. Don't try to put your effort to remember by heart key code table. Not required. But from your mobile phone point of view, even though you don't remember all the contacts, but some important numbers you will remember. At least not the 10 digits, but last 2 digits, You have some shortcuts, right? Yes, no? Last three digits.
Yes.
If it is
Yes, sir.
any
Agreed.
double five, some shortcut you will remember it. You don't remember completely 10 digits. Practically not possible. Don't put your efforts on practically not possible stuff. Put your effort on whatever is practically possible. Everybody knows the reality. Those who are close to the reality will get the opportunity in the market. Otherwise, anybody can easily identify. If you tell that I'm your best friend, I'm your close friend, I'll simply put, tell me my mobile number. If you definitely you will fail in it. That doesn't mean that I'm not your friend, right? Am I correct? But when you need to call me, you will go by my name, not by number. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
When you go by name, number comes automatically. When you talk the process, decode and all, everything will automatically fall in line. Meaning you need to get that flow. The way how you need to talk to a person, the way how you need to project your experience to the other candidate. That's where you will show the difference. That's where you will create the impact. And that's how tomorrow when you join a project, you will be able to perform right from day one. Otherwise, same points, whatever we're discussing now, you will realize after joining the company, after joining the project. Don't realize later on, realize at this moment because you're now paying money not to know the things that you're already aware. Am I correct? If I tell you the same points which you can get on your own for free of cost, is there any meaning for the money that you're investing?
No.
No, right? You can very well do it for free of cost. Better do it for free of cost only. Let it be by any source. You're not investing any money, getting the knowledge, getting the content, get it from those sources without investing any money. But when you're investing money, make sure you're not getting those content which you're getting for free of cost. Your paid content, your free content, there should be a difference or it should be same.
There is a difference.
There should be a difference. And with your content, when you go to the market, when you talk, people should realize it because your understanding is coming out while talking. It's not that when you're talking, you're sounding like you read some abc.com, 123.com, xyz.com. From that website, from that XYZ sources you're talking, that way you should not realize it. Because when you talk, easy to identify what is your capability, what is your subject, what is your understanding, what is your experience, one can easily identify. Even you at this level can easily identify based on the other person's way of talking. Can you identify their background experience? Or if somebody is talking about people, you blindly believe whatever you're hearing in the market. You blindly follow whatever is spoken by somebody on SAP people, or you will at least come to know, I think this is correct, this is not correct. You
Yeah,
can guess at least.
we'll analyze. Yes, we'll analyze and yes, yes.
That if I'm talking about any topic or anything related to people, you will not blindly believe me, right? The moment you're blindly believing it, imagine you're out of this picture, you're out of the track. Because you do not know you're hearing to all the words which are coming in the air. Like something is thrown in the air, you never know what is its destination. You're also saying you never know. When I tell something, you're attracted to me. When somebody is telling something, you're attracted to that. When somebody is telling something, you're attracted to that. Meaning you do not have any thought process. You're not applying your mind. What is practical? What is not practical? Somebody tells this is very simple. Do it. Somebody tells no, this is tough. Leave it. Somebody is telling follow this. Somebody is telling follow that. You're blindly following everything. If it is so simple, if it is so easy, if you see in the market, in your friend circle, everybody is a FICO consultant. But is that the situation? If it is so simple, if it is so easy, in your surroundings, in your circle, in your network, everybody must be a FICO consultant. Is that the situation?
No.
If it is not means something is there which is stopping many people get into FICO.
Yes, sir.
The point which is stopping is not configuration. The point which is stopping somebody to get a job is not config. Config is never a showstopper for anybody to get a job. Without even logging into SAP, you can clear SAP FICO interview. No doubt about it, 100%. Don't even log into SAP. Don't install SAP at all in your system. Still, you can clear SAP FICO interview because there you need to talk. There you need to explain the process. If you're able to talk, if you're able to explain the process, you will clear the interview. No doubt about it. But when you join the company, if you say that I will talk, I cannot perform anything, I can only talk, will that work in the project after getting the job?
No, sir.
What? No, never.
No. In the interview, if you tell, sir, give me pen and paper, show me a laptop, I will show it practically demonstration. Nobody will tell you. First to talk for 1 minute. Then we will see later on. In the interview, practicality will not work. But in the project, theoretical will not work.
Practical.
Right? In the project, you'll have to perform. And if you tell I can only talk, but unfortunately I cannot do any configuration, they'll tell, unfortunately we cannot keep you in the project. Immediately will be out of the project. There are many people who got the job, who lost his job within a month, within a day, within 2 days, within a week also. Anybody heard it?
Yes, sir. So many.
There are many people who got the job, lost the job in very short time. Maybe in few days, maybe in a month, maybe in a few months. Why? It does not mean they do not know the configuration. They are experts in configuration. Blindly also people will tell, from left side third field is this, from right side fourth field is this. They will tell blindly on which screen how many fields are there, which field is going where, everything they know, but they cannot apply that to a practical situation.
Right.
Simple example, assuming you joined a project. Assuming you joined a project as a FICO consultant. Now, or I joined as a FICO consultant, you are a senior consultant or you're a lead consultant. Now there is a user query, there is a user business requirement, which we need to sort it out. If you're a senior consultant, if you're a lead consultant, for end user query, for end user errors, you will solve it or you want me to solve it? You definitely want me to solve it. Right? If you're a senior consultant, I'm a new consultant in your project. You will assign that to me. Ajay, please go and solve it. Please understand what is the problem, solve it. Work on this issue. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, in that situation, you may be giving me an email given by the user. You may be giving an email given by the user or the content listed in a ticket or incident that you will give it to me. Now, it can be from any topic. Yes or no?
Yes.
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 Topic.
When you're learning SAP FICO, when you're preparing SAP FICO, when you're practicing SAP FICO, you have strict limitations. I will touch GL only. I will touch AP only. I will touch AR only. Likewise, you will have a tick box. Okay, I will prepare only this one. It is not your examination wherein you will tell, okay, question paper is for 100 marks. Let me get only 36. My preparation, my target is only pass. This will not work. And this pass will work only to pass in the interview, not in the project. If you are passing your interview in this way, pass mark, you will 100% fail in the project because you need to pass at the 2 levels. You need to pass at the 2 levels. If you are passing at the 2 level, only then your net result will be passed. Otherwise, your net result will be failed. In short, in the project, you cannot perform. So, in that situation, what you expect me to do? I will send an email to the user, or I will chat with the user, or I will talk to the user. One of these three I need to do. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Point number one, if you want me to respond to the user, the way I am writing the email, definitely I need to put you in CC or not. Being a senior consultant, being the lead, I cannot do anything one to one, right? I will send email only to the user. I'll not put anybody in CC. Will that work?
So it will not work. You have to put CC
It
to
will
it.
not work.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if I chat with the user, and I'll not tell that, okay, I discussed, it's all solved. If the problem is solved, I don't mind. But you still want me to write an official email to the user asking user to confirm that the problem is solved,
Correct.
right? And then I will ask you, what was the problem? In short, you will ask me what was the problem, right? I will tell that, okay, sir, I spoke to the user or I had a chat with the user on Teams. Issue is not resolved. You will definitely ask me what was the problem.
Yes.
Definitely. Yes.
And if I tell, don't worry, sir, problem is solved, don't take too much tension, it's all okay, you please relax. If I say this, will you be okay?
No.
You want me to tell what was the problem and what I did to solve it. Here, I'm not only worried about the problem, I'm also worried about the solution that I'm providing, whether it is correct or
Solution.
not. Because one solution can solve the problem, one solution can solve the problem and create another problem. Both are possible because you are new to the project and you do not know their process, right? If you straight away apply your training knowledge, Google mindset and all, if you try to do it, things might not work. It might solve that problem, but create another problem. And make sure these kind of points, these kind of issues are not raised in the project. Okay. For example, if I'm talking to the user, now definitely I need to get into the call to the user. If I send an email, user does not know who is Ajay. If I chat with the user does not know who is Ajay. Am I correct? Because my email is representing my email address, my chat is representing my name in the communicator, Teams or whatsoever. Agree? User knows who is this Ajay. Yes or no? Okay, is somebody from XYZ company, our consulting partner. But if I am talking to the user, can I directly take mobile number of the user and then call? Hello, I am Ajay calling like that, like a friend. Will that work or it will not work?
Won't work.
It will not work
No, it will
because
not work.
user does not know my phone number. User does not know who I am. Before I get into a call, I need to understand whether I am introduced to the client or not. Because to the client, there should be an official circular that going forward, Mr. Ajay will be providing support on SAP FICO. And this is his email ID, this is his contact number. From your project, these email will be sent out to the business, in short, to your client. And all these things, if you do not know, you cannot work, meaning you cannot directly call the user. And you should know. Otherwise, what will happen with a generic mindset? Okay, give me the user number, I will directly call. And sometimes you may have to listen back from the user. How can you call me without any prior information? And you're so excited to solve your first query, you will call the user. I'm calling from SAP FICO team. I saw your email regarding this query. Can you please tell me what is the problem? You are in a position to listen to the problem, but they should be in a position to explain the problem, right? You should get their time when they are available and you should schedule a meeting invite and then accordingly you should do it. And tomorrow these points might be your interview question. If you tell, if you need to resolve a ticket for which you need to talk to the user, how would you approach the user? If you tell, I will take the user mobile number or user contact number, I will directly call. From where you will call? Are you supposed to call from your official number or from your personal mobile number to the user? Are you supposed to call the user during the working hours or out of the working hour?
Working
In the
hours.
working day or on any day? There are so many things that you should understand. If these things are not followed, if these things are not aware to it, definitely one can easily find out this guy came from a different world where there is no SAP people. Am I correct? Small points, but will create a very bad impression in the project. very bad impression that you cannot even rectify it. You cannot tell, sorry, I forgot, I should not call, I don't know that. There are many scenarios, there are many situations where your answer cannot be sorry, your answer cannot be I do not know, your answer cannot be I forgot. No other go, you must be aware of those fundamental points before you get into any SAP FICO consulting job. And these are not at all related to configuration. Because as I said openly, your project manager, your lead, your other consultant will also tell you, you just open this website, follow this source, follow that source. They will only give you the material document, refer this and do it. You should know how to do it. You should know how to move forward. And these points is what you need to develop while you're learning SAP FICO. Otherwise, what will happen after completing your course, if you're getting to know these points, again, you need to sit and invest your time. Am I correct? At that moment, do you really think you will have interest? No, right? At that time, definitely there will be no interest. You feel that I learned this, I understood this, but practically it is supposed to be like this. At that time, you need to learn or you need to repair your existing understanding. That time it is repairing. Now, don't get into this repairing mode. Don't try to repair your understanding. Ensure there is no necessity for repairing your understanding. Make sure in one attempt you'll understand things in such a way. Straight away, even if you talk to a working people consultant, they should say, yes, you're right. And make sure when you talk to somebody, let the other person not raise a point stating, no, this is not correct, you don't do it, you don't follow this in the project. If somebody says it, make sure you're confident enough to tell, your understanding, your justification. This was my understanding. Because of this, I explained in this way. This was my understanding behind it. Can you please tell me why it is wrong? If it is wrong, can you tell me what is correct then? You'll be able to counter or you'll be able to give a justification only when you're confident. Yes or no? Otherwise, the moment somebody says, no, this is not correct, what we will do immediately, we will lose the confidence. Agree? Is that true or no? When somebody says, you're not correct, this is not the right way of doing it, what will you do? You have confidence to tell why you told that way, or you will lose confidence.
Yes, sir. We lose confidence.
You will lose confidence. This is quite common for most of the people. And you should understand to whom you're talking. When I say to whom you're talking, and you should also know this is very important. When you're learning SAP people, who you should be talking and who you should have in your network and who you should trust, who you should believe in. Blindly you're talking to anyone, blindly you're believing in everyone, then things will not move the way you want. Because everybody's understanding, everybody's approach, everybody's thought process is different in people. You should have a clear vision, you should have a clear approach. Okay, this is how I'm going, this is how I'm understanding. Accordingly, when you go, things will work out. Most of the time, when you're learning SAP FICO, majority in your network, in your circle, in your friends or whosoever, majority of the candidates are working the FICO consultants or not working FICO consultants in your network.
Not working FICO consultant.
Not working. Because you'll have to be very practical, you'll have to be very realistic from your personal point of view. When I say your personal point of view, don't think in a generic way. You're learning SAP FICO because you want to get into SAP FICO consulting profession. Now you think from your stand. Okay, now I'm learning SAP FICO or I want to get into SAP FICO in my network, in my circle. Do I have anybody or do I know anybody who is working in SAP FICO as a consultant? If yes, okay. If no, still okay. but you should have this clarity. Am I right? This clarity is required. It is not okay. It is not going to work out if you blindly follow the classes. If you blindly do the configuration, things will 100% not work. It will be very tough. It will be very difficult because every day, what will happen? Subject, topics, list that you need to prepare will increase or decrease day by day.
Increase. It will
Day by day,
increase,
it will
Lord.
increase. And what will happen? You will accumulate many things, and you need to understand things in a logical manner. When I say logical manner, as you move forward, things should be simplified, not complicated. When I say things should be simplified, as you move forward, your current understanding must help you understanding the upcoming topics. Then you feel that I think this I'm already aware of it. I heard this somewhere. I'm able to connect what is what. Else, what will happen? You will see every topic in bits and pieces. When you try to look at the overall business process, you cannot do anything. Even though you did everything, but you cannot do anything. Reason that connectivity, that understanding of business process, you are lacking, you are missing. This you need to fix right from the beginning. Otherwise, you have to repair your understanding. You're all aware when there is a problem, when there is a repairing, it's a quick fix or it will take time to repair. It will definitely take time to repair because this point will start throwing so many doubts in your question. Okay, so far my understanding is this. It is supposed to be this. But is it applicable only in this scenario or in other topic also my understanding like that? Then you start doubting yourself on many topics of SAP FICO. Am I correct? Whether my understanding is right, wrong, then you will come into a situation where you do not know whether whatever you prepared is right or wrong. These situations don't get into because these are very risky, these are very dangerous, which will never allow you to feel confident when you go to the market. Okay, these things will not allow you to get into the market, and you need to ensure these points are clearly taken care right from the beginning. When I say right from the beginning, the reason why I'm talking this point specifically is most of you would have come across people who learned SAP FICO and who quit SAP FICO. If you see in SAP FICO, look at the comparison. How many people are learning SAP FICO? How many people are getting SAP FICO job? How many people are giving up, quitting SAP FICO? Percentage of giving SAP FICO is very, very high. How many of you know this? Anybody is aware of it?
Yes, sir. So many.
It's very high. Not even high. It's very, very high.
Mhm.
If 100 people are learning SAP FICO, hardly 10 20 will get the job. 80 people are straight away dropouts. Why 80 people are straight away dropouts? If it is so easy, your dropout percentage is not 80%, right? You verify. Don't blindly believe me also, verify. Talk to people who are learning SAP FICO, who learned SAP FICO. Everybody will have a story. They will tell you. Realization comes first when you attend the interview, second when you join the project. These are the only 2 points where you will realize your knowledge, your subject. Till then, you will not realize, you will not practically see the difference, what you're learning, what you're understanding, what is your capability. Till then, you talk to anybody, people might be talking to say, to appreciate you, to praise you, you did very good job, you're learning super excellent and all, not required. If I tell you're doing very good, my appreciation will give you a job.
No.
No, right? It will not give you any job. If I tell that you're doing very good, all this kind of thing, nothing will work. At the end, you need to know what makes you get a job. And it is only you who will be able to help yourself tomorrow. Always remember a situation where you need to perform, where you need to prove your capability. That's it. When I say where you need to prove your capability, when everything is fine, nothing to worry about. Those are situations where nothing to worry about. You should not think about it, because I know you can manage. But the point, when there is a situation where you need to perform, you need to prove yourself, that's where you need to know how to handle, how to manage. Am I correct? And you are paying to know those situations, you are paying to understand, gaining that confidence to manage in any kind of situation in a project. Not that this config how to do, that config how to do, those basic fundamentals you are not learning from it. Because these points you can get it on free of cost from the different sources. Please get it for free of cost. Because for these you don't need to invest not even a single rupee. Don't invest. Get these content for free of cost and then do it. And even in the sessions, as we move forward, we will not be talking about those fundamental points which you will get it for free of cost. Get it for free of cost only. Meaning, when you're learning SAP FICO, I will not tell you what is SAP, what is the full form of SAP, when it was invented, who are those 5 ex-IBM employees, all this kind of thing, I will not talk. I will not even discuss about that. Even if you ask certain questions, I will tell, please Google it. You will get better answer than me from Google itself. Get it from Google only. You're not paying money to know the SAP full form, right? Anybody is going to pay that? Benefits of ERP, full form of SAP, who invented SAP, how SAP evaluated, these kind of things are supposed to be learned from your side. That's it. It is self-learning content. Because of that, nobody will give job. Because of that, nobody will take out your job. There are many things which are not even questioned in your lifetime of SAP career. But it is always good you know the basic fundamentals of what you're working. And it is supposed to be self-learning. Whatever is self-learning, let it be self-learning. Whatever you need to understand from me, only those points you'll have to focus. Okay, in short, coming back to this. When I say coming back to this, the reason why we talked different points till now is you need to understand what is the expectation in the market. If you know the expectation in the market, accordingly you will plan what to do. If you do not know the expectation, there's no point of you planning anything, right? And it is of no use. I am blindly telling you prepare this topic is this topic is that, and you will also blindly follow it. When you go to the market, you will start realizing I was not aware of this. I was not told this. I don't know questions will be asked in this way. I don't know in the project you need to work in this way. That should not be there. Right from the beginning, if you inject these points in your mind, you will not find any difficulty later on. Otherwise, what will happen? Later on, you will feel the difference. I am not aware of it. I did not do this. These points should not come in the mind later on. Because for sure, these things will come up. There's no doubt about it. 100% everybody feels this reality at one point of your career. Make sure these points when you know at the beginning, accordingly when you plan your learning, there is no point of a fear, there is no point of any difficulty. As I said, going forward, things will be simplified, not complicated. Because we will go in such a way, initially we will talk complicated things, initially we will talk situations where things are difficult to handle. Since you are already starting at a complex scenarios with situations and all, later on when somebody is telling a different scenario, situation and all, it will not sound like any difficulty for you. You will feel that, okay, this is simple. I think let me try this way, let me try this way. That is more important. That's what people will see in you. When a difficult situation comes in any project, how are you reacting to it? Maybe you're in front of a client, you're in a project meeting and all. How do you handle it? All of a sudden, you're feeling tensed, nervous, stressful and all. Anybody can feel that this candidate does not know what to do. Right? If you see practically, not difficulty to manage in any project. If you know the basic fundamentals properly, you can happily work as a FICO consultant without any difficulty. Especially in the current market, it's very easy to survive, provided basic fundamentals you're sticking to, with which You can be independent without depending on anybody. Single-handedly, you can manage your project to the extent of whatever the role that you are allocated to. Okay. Now, in this accounting cycle, how many points are listed? Total,
6. 6.
there are 6 points. Now, what is the key point in it? What is the starting point?
Transaction.
Business
Business
transaction.
Business
transaction.
transaction or the transaction. Now, when you're talking about a transaction or business transaction, you need to understand the business. When you say business, you need to understand if I'm talking about a business. Unless I tell a company, I cannot know what is their business, right? If I say Bata, what is their business?
Footwear.
Footwear.
Yeah.
Now, what are they doing with footwear? Are they manufacturing or what they're doing?
They're just selling.
Bata.
Manufacturing and selling.
Are they right? They're
Manufacturing and
manufacturing.
selling.
Business itself is a selling. Forget about sale. Forget about sale because no sale, no business. Am I correct? We are not going to do any charity related transactions here. Yes or no? You would have heard, right?
Yes.
Single
Yeah.
entry accounting, double entry accounting,
Yes.
profit making company, non-profit making company. Any company can make profit only when they do what? Sales.
Yes.
So sales is by default. If you're talking about a business, sales is by default. No sale, no business. Is my statement true?
Yes.
So sales is by default. So no need to specifically stick to sales. Other than sale, what are you looking at? That is important. I'm talking about Bata. They're manufacturing footwear, all this kind of thing. If I'm talking about, let's say, Motorola,
Yeah. Mobiles. Gadgets. They're
they're
manufacturing.
also manufacturing mobiles and all, right? Meaning
Yes.
you need to understand. Okay, for example, if I'm talking about Bata, if I'm talking about Bata, now I need to understand Bata business process, Bata business transaction.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes. 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 We have
I
to.
need to talk Bata business
Yes.
profit, Bata business transaction. No straight, no head and tail. Don't look at anything. You should have small points at the very basic level itself. In short, right from the beginning, if you try to add small points as you move forward, you will not find any difficulty. You'll be able to easily understand. Tomorrow, if I tell business transaction, you will ask which business transaction. Meaning now you follow whatever I tell blindly or whatever anybody is telling. But as you move forward, unless there is no clear requirement, you cannot move forward. In SAP, as a FICO consultant, this is very important because at the end, if my requirement is not clear, my accounting will not match. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes. You're correct.
The requirement is not clear, my accounting will not match. Then you will be on the place where you need to give justification. This is not what we explained to you. Our requirement was different. How system is behaving is different. The number is not matching. Now you need to be answerable. You cannot argue with the client, no, this is what you told. Then where is the proof? Many things will come into the picture. Don't think at a level where you are only looking at the conflict. Think at a level where things will happen in a project. Then you will realize, okay, this is how things will come in a project. This is how I need to understand. Slowly, what will happen? You will develop a thought process. This is not going to happen in 1 or 2 days. It takes time. When I say it takes time, your training duration 4 to 5 months, whatever is there. In this training duration itself, you need to ensure you're a complete consultant mindset candidate. Meaning, not only the conflict, you will also understand the different practical points that you will do as a consultant when you get a job. Then, when you join any organization, you feel that these are all I'm already aware of. That will give you a different confidence. Am I right? Instead of you seeing them for the first time after joining the company, you do not know how to do this, what is that, what is that. If you feel most of them you're already aware of it, definitely you will hold the confidence. The way you talk, the way you open the system and all, it is easily visible to the other person. Yes, this candidate is confident. He's doing good. Otherwise, you don't need to talk. Your face will tell. Your facial expressions on the screen, you will move 360 degrees on the screen. Alt tab will not click anywhere because you don't know what to do. These are situations we should avoid completely. Okay. Now, if you take business transaction, take simple transaction only. If I take Bata, what is Bata doing? Manufacturing of footwear, right? Bata is manufacturing footwear. If Bata to manufacture footwear, for manufacturing footwear, they need to buy some raw materials. Yes or no?
Yes.
For manufacturing footwear, they need to buy the raw material, maybe rubber, whatsoever. What is involved in this? We don't need to look into it because in the project, your Bata user will tell this is how we are manufacturing it, this is how our business process is happening. They will tell. But make sure when somebody is talking their business, you need to understand. At least you need to have those fundamental points with which you can easily connect the process. They will tell, okay, we are purchasing. In short, they will purchase the raw material. We are all aware something called purchases. Everybody is aware that we need purchases, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We need to do purchases. What are you purchasing? Where are you purchasing? Leave it. That we'll see later on. First, I need to do the purchase. For me to do the purchase, can I do the purchase without money?
No.
No.
No. First, I need to have some money. Before I do the purchases, I need to hold some money. How I will get money? Because I need to have some investment. I need to invest in business first, right?
So,
That's nothing but your capital. Same thing if you go back to your academic, back to basic. You need to start a business with minimum investment because in any business you need to have minimum purchases that you need to do to set up the business. Agree?
Yep.
I cannot start business with zero money, right? I need to bring money either by own money, either by loan money. Yes or no? I need to take a loan or I need to get my own money. Only then I can do
Yes.
the business. Otherwise, is it practically possible? I need to bring money. Meaning I need to ensure some money is available with me, with which I can spend for this. Here it's my expense. Here it's something that money is out. When I do a purchase, money will come in or money will go out.
Money will go
go
out.
out.
Money will go out. Before it is going out, there should be a money in.
Correct.
Everywhere it is in and out, not out and in, right? Logic is in and out or out and in. What is the correct
In and out.
sequence?
In and out.
In and out. Before I send my money out, I should send money in. Then I may be having something called a capital or investment. Let's say I had some initial capital investment with which I started my business, meaning money is in. If I say I started with, let's say, some 60,000. Now, if I wanted to buy, maximum how much I can buy?
Up to
60,000 only.
3,000.
Maximum I can spend only 60,000. But in reality, do I spend the total money on purchase only? No, right?
No, no.
Other than purchase, I have other expenses which I need to meet,
Yes.
right? Other than purchase, I have. Meaning, I will decide, okay, let me invest somewhere around 30,000, 50% on my purchases. Now, if I do it, money goes out is a minus number,
Correct.
Yes.
right? Now, if I do a total for this, assuming this is my availability, how much is available now?
30,000.
30.
30,000. If it is positive, it is available with me. If it is negative, I'm at a loss. Money is not available. Right now, there are some other expenses, right? Let's say I need to pay rent.
Rent.
I need to also pay some kind of a salary to
Electric.
the staff initially. Now rent money is out, salary money is out. Let's say other expenses also salary money is out. I need to manage. This is just imaginary figures. Let's say how much money I have with me now, 30,000.
Yes.
Let's say rent I am paying somewhere around 5,000. This is out 12 foot minus. My money came down to 25. Salary, let's say 8,000. Other expenses, let's say 4,000. How much is left with me now?
13,000.
At any given point of time, I need to ensure minimum balance I will maintain with me to meet any unexpected things, events in the business.
Yeah.
Am I right? It is not that I will spend full amount and then I have no money unless I make the sale. Now, how much I invested?
60,000.
60,000.
Now, in reality, will you be able to sell total purchase whatever you spend? Sorry, how much money we spent for purchasing? 30,000.
Yes.
We purchased to 30,000. Now, the stock or the sale that I can do is only for 30,000 material. Now, when I sell this material, which is amounting 30,000 with me, will I be selling 30,000 material for 30,000 or above 30,000?
It's more than
Above.
that. The difference will be treated as a profit.
It will be above 30,000. But is it practically possible that I will be selling total stock in 1 month itself? No, right? Practically not possible. Where practical, it is not possible. Okay, let's assume in this example, we sold everything in 1 month only. Now, on an average, if you do any sale, money is in or money is out.
Money in.
It's in
This 30,000 you would have sold for how much on an average? Definitely, we will not sell 30 for 60, right?
Yeah, 35,000 maximum.
10%
Let's say 40,000. 40,000. Or let's assume that we are making 20% profit. So on 30,000, 20% means
36.
36,000.
36. Let's say we received 36,000. We received 36,000. How much money is left?
49,000.
49,000.
49,000. Now look at in this. What was your investment?
60,000.
60,000.
How much you spent on purchases?
30.
30,000. Okay. And what are the other expenses?
17,000.
These are other expenses. 17,000. What profit you made?
6,000 is my profit.
6,000 is your profit. Am I correct?
Yeah.
What are the expenses you had? 17,000.
17,000.
Overall, when you look at it, you made profit of 6,000. But if you look at the total financial, are you at profit or are you at loss?
Loss
7,000
11.
loss.
You're at loss. Meaning, when you're looking at a financial, don't always look at my purchases, my sale. Look at your overall business process, your overall business operations. That's where you call it as P&L, profit and loss statement. If you look at it,
Yes, sir.
we can easily tell we made it 20% profit on our purchases. But what is your financial? You're at a loss
Yep.
Yes.
Gain.
Yes.
Yeah.
because I made only 6,000 profit, but whereas I incurred 17,000. I need to ensure my profit is greater than this 17,000
Less.
because
Yes. Yes. When we have
profit
greater than
should be.
level 17,000, we'll go. Yeah.
We're not doing any academics now. To look at okay this number that number, you need to develop that mindset. Okay, how to read it because tomorrow when you talk to a client, this is what they will talk. They'll only talk the numbers. Here I'm writing in 10,000, 20,000, 5,000, but in the project you'll be hearing in 1.2 million, 20 million, 100,000, 450K, 30K, 50K. Numbers are completely different there because SAP itself will cost in crores. SAP itself will cost you in crore. Then how will you expect a company will do business transaction 30,000, 5,000, 10,000, right? Just to ensure we get the feel of the subject, we will get into the business process slowly. We need to ensure small numbers which will make us feel comfortable. We will later on we need to ensure we are comfortable with big numbers. Numbers in hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, millions, billions, trillions, and all. And even if you look at your academics, you would have seen something called amount in thousand. Most of us would have listed this, right? Yes, no?
Yeah.
In bracket, you would have put 3 zeros like this. Yes, no? Anybody did this?
Yep.
Something like this. Because when you write the number, we practically don't write the big number because it is difficult for the other person to read. It is not always you are able to read it. When you give this a statement to somebody, other person should read. Because tomorrow, when somebody is looking at your financial position, they need to understand, okay, this is what they did. Because at the end, you're reading it from accounting mindset. Other person is also reading from the accounting mindset. Is that true?
Yep.
And whatever you write is in the accounting terminology. Whatever you talk is in the accounting language. That's it. Not SAP FICO consulting terminology. SAP FICO consulting language use business process terminology or accounting terminology. Because your user does not know SAP FICO. If your user knows SAP FICO, he will be your competitor, right? Why he will be at a user side? Valid point.
Yes.
Your user does not know SAP FICO. That is why he is working as a user. If he knows FICO, he will come into the consulting side. He will become your competitor. He will become your colleague. So you need to make sure all these kind of points are practically there in your mind at any given point of time, so that in any situation you act accordingly, which will make you feel comfortable, which will let the other person also feel confident on you. Because in SAP FICO, your confidence does not matter. You need to ensure the other person is confident on you. Getting my point? In the interview or anywhere, you are very confident, it does not matter. And you need to ensure whatever you are talking, whatever you are explaining, whatever the understanding knowledge that you have, with that, the person who is taking your interview should feel confident. Yes, I think this candidate can work. Only then they will select, only then they will shortlist if they feel they are confident about you.
Yes.
And this confidence you will have to give it to the other person. This is more important in your SAP FICO career. Being self-confident is very important. It's very easy. But you need to ensure the other person is feeling confident about you. It's a little tricky task. Because you need to create an impact there, right? Am I right? Unless you talk, unless you prove what is your capability, nobody will gain confidence on you. And make sure this you will target. When you talk, let the other person feel confident. And only those points you need to talk, not unnecessary points with which other person will tell, no, this is not correct. You don't do it in the process. These things you should not hear when you talk. If somebody says this is not correct, be confident to say that these are the reasons why I told you this. Can you please tell me where I went wrong? Why this is wrong? If this is wrong, then what is correct? Because most of the times when you talk to people who are not working in SAP people. Majority is this correct?
Yep.
When I say you may be talking to your friend who is not working in SAP as a consultant. You may be talking to somebody who is not a FICO consultant. You may be talking to somebody who is learning SAP FICO but not working in SAP FICO. It clearly has a very bad impact on anyone's career because you are not guided properly, you are not getting to know the reality. Because during your training, if you see the difficult situations, when you're in the project, You feel that, oh, he told so many things, but it's all very simple. But at that time, the point that you need to notice is you are finding things as simple. Am I right? You need to ensure in the interview or in the project, you should feel that this is very simple. I think I'm aware of it. I can easily manage it. Else, what will happen during the training to make you feel comfortable? I can talk different things with which you feel very attracted. You feel very, oh, this is very simple, very easy. I will do it. But the reality, when you go to the market, you will realize it. At that time, I don't want you to think anything about me that he did not tell me this. I was not aware of it. Most of the times, we feel if I know this earlier, I would have put different effort. Yes or no? I will definitely put. I was not aware of this. Otherwise, I would have planned my studies in a different way. I would have practiced in a different way. I would have created in a different way. But at that time, you cannot do anything. Having known this is the reality, this is the fact, this is what you need to do. If you're not doing it, then it is not my fault. It is not my problem. Tomorrow, when you go back, look at all the sessions, what I talked, what I explained, you will practically realize that this is what is happening in the project. This is what I need to understand to be able to ensure I am competitive in the market to those who are working in SAP FICO, not learning SAP FICO. Those who are learning SAP FICO is not your competitor. Those who are working in SAP FICO are your competitors. Ensure you talk, you gain knowledge to an extent where you can compete with working with FICO consultants, not learning SAP FICO candidates. Got my point? And if you understand these differences, the way you put your effort is different. Otherwise, things will be a little tough. Not completely tough, a little tough. Because those minute points you are missing with which you will feel the problem, you will face the problem. This is clear, right? These points, whatever I listed, meaning by looking at the number when you're practicing. The reason why I listed this, usually when you do practice, what we do, okay, this is their accounting entry, X account debit, Y account credit, A account debit, B account credit. This everybody writes. You write, I write. There is nothing new in it. Even if I give this to any intermediate candidate, degree candidate, they can also write the accounting entry. Am I right?
Yes.
Then what is the difference between those intermediate candidate and then us? Then here you need to understand the process. Okay, they did this, they did this. Capital, they invested 60,000, they made 30,000 purchase, they spent this much, they sold it for 36. Okay, what is total expense? What is total income? Whether they are making profit, loss. To make it profit, either they need to find alternative source of income or they need to increase their profit margin. 20% profit is not making them gain the actual profit, right? Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So slowly we need to make sure these points are understood. One minute. Slowly we need to make sure these points are understood. Then that will make the difference. And that difference is what people are looking from any candidate in the market. To what extent you can understand. I can easily give you a conflict document. I can make you sit and then explain, okay, this is the business requirement to do it. But if you're able to understand, relate, and if you're able to think in a consultant mind point of view, you can work on it. Otherwise, even after telling everything, you will ask me, can you show me one time? Or you will do something, can you please check if this is correct? This is how you want it. And if you're coming and showing it to me for every now and then, if you're asking me confirmation for everything, it clearly reveals that the candidate is not confident, not sure of what he's doing. Am I right? Even after telling, you're coming back and asking, is this what you wanted? Is this correct? This is how I'm preparing. This is okay, right? If somebody is doing like this, even though they're doing it correctly, but it gives a negative impression that this candidate is not sure about what he's doing. Yes or no? When you're asking for confirmation, the way you should ask is different. You should ask in a different way. Same questions, the same confirmation, but get it in a different way. That's where the difference comes. And this difference you'll have to understand. Getting my point right so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And for these points, we need to make sure slowly you'll have to connect the dots. When you're able to connect the dots, you will realize, okay, this is how a company is operating. This is how clients are looking for a candidate. This is how companies are looking for a candidate. And considering all these points, then you will decide how you want to learn SAP FICO, what points you have to learn. And accordingly, you can learn from anywhere. But you need to ensure you will have knowledge, you'll have understanding, because most of the time you see or I see, everybody will see people stating that no, I learned SAP FICO, but it is very tough. It is tough. In fact, it is tough. It is not easy. And you cannot do it in 4 months. Practically not possible. Practically learning SAP FICO in 4 months is not possible. Simple reason why not possible, because most of us are not even comfortable in accounting cycle. And straight away we want to get into SAP FICO, start configuration, prepare everything in 2 months, 3 months, get a job with decent package, and then do it. How is it? How is it possible? When we do not even know accounting cycle properly, when we do not even know what things are happening in the consulting and all, practically we cannot expect. We'll have to be practical. It's easy for me to say I can complete your course in 2 months, but it is from my side because I already know SAP FICO. I can show you everything in 1 month also. But is it the same point from your side, on the receiver side? No,
No.
right? Tomorrow nobody will put any exam to me. Tomorrow nobody will verify my knowledge. If somebody puts an exam, if somebody verifies my knowledge, I am capable enough to pass in everything. But do you have that capability with this 1 month? No, right? These points we need to ensure we are purely focusing on, and you'll have to be very practical. When I say very practical, you have to be very realistic. The way things are happening in the market, take those scenarios, act, and then work on them. Then when you go to the market, you will not find any difficulty. Otherwise, even after full effort, the moment you go to the first interview, still you feel that your heartbeat is very fast. Why? You know, you already prepared, you know, you're already comfortable with it. You're not going to interview with anyone's force, right? Still we feel tense, still we feel nervous because we are not sure whether what I prepared is correct or not. When we are doubtful on ourselves, on our knowledge, definitely when you talk, you will not be confident. Because there are many people who attend interviews without proper knowledge. And remember, for SAP FICO, demand is 365 days a year. Everyday interviews will happen for people, and your experience, your knowledge is globally valid. Meaning, in any company, any country you go, your knowledge, your experience is valid. Nobody will tell, no, this is not suitable to us. Everywhere it is valid. When this is your global knowledge, valid everywhere, you need to ensure there are no mistakes, there are no misunderstandings in it. Am I correct? These points you'll have to take care while learning SAP FICO. Then things will definitely fall in line and you'll not fail in your journey. Otherwise, sometime or at some point of time, you will feel that I think this is very tough. Let me give up. Don't get into a situation where you want to give up. If that is the situation, please give up now itself. Even before you start your SAP FICO journey, you can give up. You're not losing any money, you're not losing any time. As I said, talk to people who are working in SAP FICO as a consultant before you take a decision on learning SAP FICO. Else, this will become a nice memory for you. Yes, I also learned SAP FICO. I also have awareness on SAP FICO. I may be sounding a little tough, but this is fact, reality. Because this is related to your career, and I have no right to spoil your career. And it is your responsibility to take care of your career, where you're joining, how you're learning, and all. Complete your effort. without putting any effort, straight away you're joining, learning SAP FICO, getting into the market, that time you will burn your time. Meaning nothing can be done. All you can do is repair. Repairing is very tough in SAP FICO because you will build your knowledge, your understanding from the base, right from the journal entry, debit, credit, onward. If you find somewhere there is a problem, you should know where is the problem. Then you can quickly repair it, quickly fix it. But if you are not able to understand why I'm not able to understand. Now this accounting cycle, everybody is aware. But everybody is aware that these three are mandatory in every company. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
PB, P&L balance sheet is mandatory for every company. Surprisingly, there are many people in SAP. Let it be those who are learning, let it be those who are working. There are people who still says, I do not know trial balance, I do not know P&L, I do not know balance sheet. There are still people. I'm specifically talking about people learning SAP people working as consultants. There are people who still say, no, I've not seen trial balance in SAP. No, I've not seen any P&L balance sheet. I'm not in a position to understand. Then if you go to certain companies where the clients are expecting people from this kind of accounting knowledge, will you be able to clear those interviews?
No, it's difficult.
Not possible. But there are many companies. There are many clients. Nowadays, if you see, in most of the companies, along with your SAP FICO interview, people are telling client round.
Yes, sir.
Anybody heard client round? After getting the job also, to get
Yes.
another project, you'll have to attend the client round because clients are also smart. They know that, okay, companies is sending any consultant to us, but they are sure that what kind of a candidate that they want in their project. They will say that, okay, we will interview the candidate. We will talk to the candidate before you put them in our project. Then they will talk. Your client does not know everything about SAP FICO, right? They only look at their business process perspective, whether you are able to understand or not, whether this candidate will fit in their business process or not. They might be asking the basic fundamental accounting. They will be checking how you will act in this scenario, which they are looking for. If they find yes, this candidate is smart enough, is able to answer, you are able to feel comfortable with him, please put him in the project. You have to understand why client rounds are happening, and what is expectation in the client round. Then you will feel the difference. Okay, these are the reasons. This is what they will be asking in the client round. This is how I need to prepare. Accordingly, you will gain knowledge. Accordingly, you will gain confidence. Otherwise, things will be tough. When you know all these things are there to get a SAP FICO consulting the job, and after getting the job, to sustain in the job, to ensure that you will build a good career, no other go. I have to talk, you have to know this. Otherwise, it's of no use I'm charging, and it's of no use you're investing. I'm not giving any free training to you, right? You're not getting any free training from me. Is it something that there is a monetary transaction between you and me? And there should be a justification for what you are paying, for what I am giving to you. And it should not be what you get for free of cost in the market. You go to any Google and all, whatever you get for free of cost, please get it for free of cost. Don't invest your money. All right. Clear, right? So far, whatever we discussed, you're able to connect it to the points, not getting confused, right?
No confusion.
Uh,
Clear.
we are connected, yeah.
Right? All right. Let me stop this here now, and tomorrow we will have the session around the same time because this week I'm in India for different reasons. So tomorrow we will have a session at the same time. Okay, and
Uh,
as we discussed,
entire,
we'll have the different topics lined up in the upcoming overview sessions
so entire this week, same timing, sir.
till Saturday.
Till
And from
Saturday.
Monday we will have sessions at the regular session 7:30 India time.
Hope like complete session will be 7:30 to
Completely at
8:30.
7:30. No, no, completely at the same time.
Okay.
Only for this week there will be a small shuffling of the timing, but from Monday onward it will be strictly at 7:30.
Fine, sir. Thank you.
Okay, all right.